Wow, this game was bad. This game was really, really, really bad. The coaching was bad. The players were bad. The offense was bad. The defense was bad. Every facet of the game was awful. And we're going to break down every single nasty point of it, starting with the decision to pull out the Mariners pitcher, George Kirby, after 88 pitches and holding a Houston Astros, quite frankly, I think a very dangerous offensive team, to only 1 run. And with only 88 pitches, Scott's going to pull them out. We're going to go to our bullpen pretty early here. And if you needed any confirmation that this was a bad move, listen to the Houston Astros announcers talk about how happy they are that George Kirby is leaving the game for Seattle.
This Mariners bullpen's good, but the Astros have to be breathing a sigh of relief that George Kirby is out of the game. Kirby gave up a run over 6 innings, did not walk anyone, of course, and he struck out 3.
Right off the bat, if you got the Astros managers out there just like, oh, thank God they took him out, probably didn't make the right move. Making matters worse, the guy that comes in for Kirby and takes over in the 7th inning walks the bases loaded. 3-1 game. And the catcher, Cal Raleigh, who's great defensively, he's a good catcher. The only downside, honestly, is kind of his arm, and he's going to show why. Is going to decide to throw down the 3rd, spikes it into the ground, gets past him, and that's going to cost the Mariners a run. Here's the thing with this play, and I'll show the other angle here. It looks like maybe Cal has a chance to get this guy at 3rd, and if you get the out, potentially you save the inning, save the game, save a run. I think I'd rather see him not throw down the 3rd in a 1 or 2 run game with the bases loaded. It seems pretty risky, but here you go. Throw is right there as the runner's getting back. You guys tell me if you think he had a chance to get him. It looks close. Probably didn't have a chance. Would like to see the 3rd baseman find a way to come up with that. It was a terrible throw too, but it cost you a run, and that's all it takes. So now it's 3-2, and we're going to get a sac fly to the gap in right center field. It's a loud stadium, but Julio Rodriguez and Mitch Haniger are going to bump into each other here. We got lucky that he still made the play. Again, this was ugly baseball. It's nasty. It doesn't look good when you have outfielders running into each other like that, but it is a packed house. It's a loud stadium. Probably couldn't hear each other. But on the same token as the right fielder, the center fielder always has priority over you. So if you look over at all and you see him coming in, you should back up. I don't know. Another ugly play, but it gets worse. Now it is tied. And we got Jose Altuve, which I hate giving the Astros credit, but he's going to make a great heads-up play and do something I wish the Mariners would do a lot more of with how bad our offense is. He's going to lay down a perfect bunt in the perfect scenario to take a 1-run lead. Heads up bunt makes, and honestly, great play by the 3rd baseman. Probably couldn't have done it any better. It was a better bunt, and he's fast. And look at this angle. Heads up play again by Jose. Look at how far back the 3rd baseman is here. I don't know. I'll have to look at the numbers. I feel like Jose Altuve has always been a threat to bunt. So it's kind of weird to me that with a runner on 3rd base that we're playing that far back. It's pretty strange. It does look like with a guy with his speed, you're just kind of begging for him to challenge you on this with a bunt. So it's a heads up play, and it's a perfect bunt. But he's playing so far back. I mean, yeah, it's tough. So after all of that, we walk the bases loaded again. This is still in the 7th inning. This is the same inning. Walk the bases loaded. This is the only play where I feel like the Mariners kind of got screwed over here. Walks in the run. They call this a ball. That looks like a strike to me. I think you'd like to get that call. Oh, it's frustrating, but that makes it a 3-5 game. Bases still loaded. And then they finally get the out. They go to the 8th inning. We got runners on 2nd and 3rd. Mitch Haniger at the plate. And we're going to have one of the worst base running blunders I've seen in a long time. I'm going to play it through first. Then we'll look at the other angle, and we'll talk about why this is just absolutely atrocious base running. Fly ball to fairly deep right field. Kyle Tucker does have a good arm. They decide they're not going to challenge him. They fake tag up. Julio just either runs through the sign or doesn't see it. They get doubled up. They have no choice. And this is going to turn into a pickle and an automatic double play. We're out of the inning. It's over. That was our chance to score runs. Here's the other angle. Fly ball. If you look at third base, the coach is probably telling him, you're not going, you're not going. He comes down here, puts up the hold sign. I'm going to talk about why I hate that as well, but hold on. And the runner on third is going to fake like he's going and then immediately go back. Julio, for some reason, is just going to go for it and get caught all the way up with his head. And he's just running with his head down. He's just running with his head down. He has no idea what the fuck's going on. Now let's watch Julio on second base. Now, here's the thing. Before I say this, I want to make something very, very clear. When this play initially happened and before I saw this angle, I was actually going to come on here and I was going to defend Julio because I figured like, hey, he tagged up and automatically thought, I'm just going straight to 3. We're tagging up on this. We're going. That's not what happened. But the reason why I was okay with that is because I felt like when I was watching the game, you better tag up and try to score on this. I am actually really pissed that the third base coach decided we're not sending him on this play. A fairly deep ball to right field. I know Kyle Tucker has a good arm. You need to challenge it in this situation because our offense, if you see my videos before, if you watch Mariners baseball at all this year, is the worst in baseball, at least top 3 worst offenses in baseball. We are trash at the plate. Absolute garbage. So if you have a fairly deep fly ball to right field with a pretty fast runner on third, one of your faster guys in the lineup, with a chance to score, and the only way he gets out is if it is an absolutely perfect throw from right field, which maybe he's capable of, you take that chance. Like, that's crazy to me that with an offense this bad, we're not automatically challenging guys on a deep fly ball to right field to try and score. Because essentially what you're saying is you think we have a better chance of holding our guys up and the next batter coming up with 2 outs and getting a base hit. And we don't. Most of our guys are batting under 200 average, like a $180. So you think a guy coming up to the plate hitting a $180 has a better chance of getting a base hit than you do of scoring on a deep sac fly to right field? It's like, to me, it's like at least the fly ball to right field, that's probably like 50-50. Expecting a terrible hitter to come up to the plate and get a hit for you in this lineup, way less than 50-50. I'm just saying. I was going to defend Julio because I was thinking he probably thought they're tagging on this all the way. They're tagging on this all the way. We're going. But then I saw this angle and I realized, oh no, Julio doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Fly ball, Julio's going to go back, watch the runner at second. He's going to tag. Looks like right there is when he catches it. So he tagged up and he's looking like maybe he's going to fake like he's going to go. And then he stops. And then for some reason right there, he just commits and he goes. So it wasn't like he tagged up and put his head down and just, I'm trucking 3 all the way. No, he stopped and hesitated. And I don't understand. If somebody in the comments knows what the hell is going on here, please tell me. I've never seen base running like this. Why is he stopping there? And then all of a sudden, like, no, I'm actually going to go. Does he see the ball going into 4 and he's thinking, oh, they're making the play at 4 without actually looking at the base coach and looking at the base runner ahead of him? Like, I don't get what happened right there that made him think, I'm going to put my head down and go 3 without looking, because clearly he didn't look. If he looked, he wouldn't have gone. So he looked back at the outfielder throwing the ball and made his read on whether or not he was going to go 3 based on the outfielder, and clearly did not look at the third base coach and clearly did not look at the base runner ahead of him. That's so strange to me. So he just goes. And then right there, he's like, oh shit, we didn't go. Really, really strange baseball by Julio. And great job by the Astros. And the thing is, the third base runner, he has to get in the pickle now because he's trying to save them an out and try and save the inning. Absolute garbage. I thought Scott Service absolutely destroyed this game by taking George Kirby out. I thought the third base coach should have sent him all the way. I thought Cal had a terrible throw from behind the plate. I think the bullpen that came in after Kirby did a terrible job. Walked way too many guys. Here's what makes this even worse. You're playing the Astros, and the Seattle Mariners right now are half a game ahead of the Rangers for first place in the division. but you're only 5 games ahead of the Astros, and you're playing them head to head. And with the start that the Astros got this year, you kind of needed to step on them here. You kind of needed to win this series, or even if you swept them, it would have been devastating. This Astros team is way too talented on offense. I'm sorry to ever count them out. And if the Mariners had found a way to like sweep them or totally step on them and win this series in their house, this would have separated them even more in the division. But if the Astros are going to come and whoop our asses in their house the next 3 games or even sweep us this series, it gains their confidence. They bring us down in the standings, and we're not going to be able to get rid of them anytime soon. So this is just all around just terrible for the Mariners, and they gotta play better. Hey, if you watch to this point, please consider subscribing. I do baseball breakdowns all through the MLB season, especially the Mariners. So if you're interested in these, you found another page for them. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in my next video.